uh, impromptu video. This video will also be on the podcast as well. And was connecting to my intuition here, my superconscious. I'll explain that in a bit. And I think this is going to be about energy and how your energy is an important factor. It matters. It affects everything in your life. And that, if you don't believe energy is a real thing, but here's the question. I ask people hey, people will say, people say everything's energy. And people, if you ask people do you believe everything's energy? And they'll say yes. The thing is, people know it is, but they haven't had the experience of it. But you actually have an experience with energy every day. It's called emotion, your feelings. Emotion stands for energy in motion. And I'll talk about that, how your energy and what you're putting out there. Let me say this. It's not so much what you're putting out there, it's how you're feeling on the inside, your beliefs and all that stuff, what you're focused on, how you're feeling, that emanates from you, and then the outside world it reflects that back to you. And here's the thing, we've all been there where when we're doing something that we don't enjoy, it sucks, it seems to take forever, and it's not only does it seem to take forever, the task, but it feels heavy. Then if you carry that same energy throughout the day, the day itself just seems to suck. And then also you might get things that'll happen, experiences that match that feeling. People say it's law of attraction. I'm I've graduated past that, and by that I mean it's you're not attracting things if it's all emanating from you in the first place. Nothing can be attracted to. It's just being reflected back to you. Meanwhile, when we're doing something that we enjoy, it feels light, you feel great, you feel energized. You may not even get tired by the time you're done, but then also the day goes by fast, right? And then on top of that, if you have that same feeling throughout the day, things change. You may get something that happens that you've been wanting to, things that you may have been waiting on, I don't know, maybe some more money or a business deal or whatever it is, may finally just happen. Finally, after so long, and it's oh, and why is that? It's because the energy changes. And I'm making this very simple because there's more to it than just that, but this is the basis, what I've learned over my experience of being aware of my energy, and when I'm working, when I'm doing things, or if I'm cold calling, or if I am doing something that I enjoy. For example, whenever I do coaching and I'm doing a recode with a client or I'm doing with somebody, I feel energized, I feel good, and when I'm finished with it, I'm not tired. I'm I want to do more. Whereas if I'm doing tasks that I'm not so much a fan of, whether it be cold calling or having to bang out a whole bunch of phone calls a day, at the end I'm whew, I'm tired. That's fine, it's work. But the difference is crazy. But then here's the thing though. Even if I'm, let's say, cold calling or having to do 50 to 100 phone calls in a day, if I'm feeling really good, and we've all been, especially if you're watching this or listening to this, and you're in business or you've been in sales, when you're feeling good, those calls you have to make, and you're working your business, oh my God, it's like magic. It's people say no, you don't care, and suddenly you get more of what you prefer, you get more of what you want, you get more yeses. You get more people say, yeah, I'm interested. So you might make a sale that day. Whatever it is, it makes a huge difference. And then even if you don't get what you want, you still feel good. And then you feel it works out better, right? So your energy has an impact, and if you haven't been aware of it, take time to be aware of it and just notice how you feel throughout the day. And when you're doing something, if you get tired, especially if you're tired and you're still trying to work, I noticed that with myself. I'm I need to go outside. What I'm doing right now is I'm grounding, which is literally putting your bare feet on the ground, and that gives that allows your body to absorb the negative ions. That helps calm your central nervous system and all that stuff. Doing that and taking a break and then going back at it, because your energy affects your performance, and people want to perform, people want to be more productive, but if you're just going too hard, you get diminishing returns where your performance just drops gradually, all that stuff. So and this goes with anything, and this podcast is all about financial world. I mean, it's all about money and energy and health and all that stuff. And when it applies to money, I can tell you this much, that, and I've been here so many times, people agree that, like, if you're trying to make more money and things, the first thing you want to do is you want to be relaxed, you want to feel good. And if you're trying to, not trying to, but when you're feeling on the opposite end of that, if you are feeling stressed out, worried, concerned, you don't only get the money you want, but it takes infinitely more energy and effort to get it versus being like, okay, I'm calm. And let me say this to you as well. If you're trying to change your financial situation, and this is a shift that I'm myself am working on, I ain't gonna lie, it takes a while. You have to look at the current situation, your current scenario, your current situation, and accept it for what it is. 1, 2, take out the judgment. 3, and also realize that your current situation is not worse than your desired reality. We've all done this. I've done this, and it's tough to do because that's what we're taught from the get-go, from when we're young. You got a problem, go fix it. This is bad. You gotta change this. Go fix this. The war on drugs, the war on terror, all this stuff. That's the problem. This is the problem. So you're born into a problem. You're given a problem-solving structure versus a creative structure, and those are two totally different things. Keep it short and simple. Problem-solving structure, since you are a being that creates things, you will always get more evidence that there's a problem that needs to be solved. As soon as you solve it, you're going to create more problems because that's what you're looking for, more problems to fix. Whereas, if you are going to create something, you're creating because you fucking want to. Because you can. It's fun. It's enjoyable. You love it. There's nothing wrong with it. And to make that shift takes time. But once you do, and you get there, you're like, oh, I'm fine where I'm at. And this brings to my point where it's like, you have to realize that you are okay where you're at. You're safe. And that's another thing too. You don't like where you're at because on a deeper level in the unconscious mind, you don't believe you're safe. And the one thing humans crave the most is safety. If you don't believe we're safe, guess what? We're going to try to change it. The problem is you have to realize that you are safe now, with or without what you want. And once you hit that, it changes the way you look at things. You work better. You're more relaxed. You actually become happier by default. And you're like, all right, cool. And it's just, it takes the weight off you. There's no stress. And then again, that this all comes down to your energy and what you're doing. So, to wrap this up and to I guess summarize everything. 1, start becoming consciously aware. It means throughout the day, stop, breathe. By breathing, I mean in through your nose, out through your mouth, with your diaphragm. So as you inhale, diaphragm expands. As you exhale, it contracts. So it's with your belly. You want to start doing that, and just notice how you feel throughout the day with what you're doing things. And you can always change your state. And that you can change state with anchoring. Won't do that in this video or podcast. That'll be another one. But you can always change your state. That's 1. 2. If you're not feeling so hot, breathe yourself into presence and try to be centered. Or if you can, if you're able to, go out and ground yourself, like literally putting your bare feet on the ground. If you can do that. If not, just start to breathe and focus on your breathing, deep breaths. And I'm telling you, you'll start to feel better. You'll calm down. And 2 or 3 in this case, whatever you're feeling, your emotions are, they'll start to almost dissipate. Like, they'll start to loosen, and I can't think of the word. They will start to wane in their power or their intensity, because as you're breathing consciously, as I just described, you're actually as you exhale, you're expressing emotions. You're dissolving it and getting out of the body. So because you also have a lot of trapped emotions in your body. Again, that'll be a different episode. So it comes down to that. Just be aware of how you feel. Change your state. Breathe and realize that what you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, focus on it, but also realize that the current scenario is not bad. It's not worse. It's not worse than what you want. It just is. We're the ones who are putting the judgment on it. We're like, oh, this sucks. I hate this. Blah, blah, blah. Not the case. So, Hope this helps. Kind of a bit of rant. Like I said, it was an impromptu video or podcast for me to do. What are your thoughts on this? Comment, let me know. And if you would like help with coaching, content literacy, even a little bit of credit, you can book a call with me at speakwithmatt.info. Again, speakwithmatt.info. No need to put in the www, just speakwithmatt.info. And that's it. See you all in the next one. Peace.